Friends, in this video, I'm going to speak with you about USCIS reopening plans for New York. You're not going to like this, guys. If you're here in the New York City area, I must warn you, you're not going to like what I have to share in this video, but it's necessary. You need to know what's going on because whatever is going on behind the scenes in the field office will impact you. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the phases that the New York City field office has to reopen to the public. But before I dive into that, friends, thanks so much for watching this video. I'm Latoya McBean Pompey, an immigration lawyer in New York, but I work with people all over the world. And give my office a call, guys, if you need to speak with me. Our number is 718-301-9732. Now, what's happening? Here's the latest. Just about a week ago, I think it was, I did a video and I talked about USCIS new reopening policies, and I'm going to link to that video here. But in that video, I talked about the new COVID-19 procedures that are in place to keep people safe when they're on site at USCIS offices. And I also talked about some other procedures that they have in place for conducting asylum interviews, naturalization oath ceremonies, other interviews that they do, and also procedures relating to fingerprinting or biometric services. So go back and check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. But now, guys, I want to shift the focus and talk about this whole June 4th reopening, because not every USCIS office will open on June 4th. New York City field office will not be opening on June 4th. But just so you know, just for clarity's sake, the offices have never really shut down, right? During this coronavirus pandemic, they've actually been there working behind the scenes. Some of you may have been receiving correspondences, letters, and other things from them during the pandemic, so you know that they're working. What had happened was they just closed their services, their doors to the public. They were not doing interviews, fingerprinting, and some other things. No, they were doing only, shuffling papers, so to speak, behind the scenes, reviewing your applications and such, and moving things along that way. So what's happening in New York is that they are planning on opening their offices to the public in a three-phase process. Okay, 3 phases, I should say. Phase 1 begins on June 15th, 2020. June 15th, 2020, the USCIS New York field office will reopen only for the purpose of conducting naturalization ceremonies. Okay, so it's very limited. Naturalization oath ceremonies will begin on June 15th. Phase 2, guys, we don't know when phase 2 will begin. But during phase 2, they're going to open their doors to conduct certain interviews, okay? And they're still trying to figure out behind the scenes how they're going to conduct these interviews, whether some will be via video and other remote devices or strategies. They don't know. They don't have the full plan in place yet. So we have to wait and see when phase 2 will begin. Phase 3, Phase 3, I should say, also, we don't know when phase 3 will begin, but during phase 3, that's when they'll open their doors to like all the other services that they provide. So again, guys, in summary, New York field office will not be opening on June 4th like other field offices. They're going to reopen in a 3-phase process. Phase 1 begins on June 15th for naturalization oath ceremonies. Phase 2, no date for that yet, but that's when interviews will begin, certain interviews. And then phase 3, they'll open it up for all those other services. But one thing I do need to mention about phase 3 is that they're going to stagger things out. Like that we'll have a date for certain services that have started up again, and then we'll have another date for other services that are now open. So it's going to be staggered. And so you might be thinking to yourself, well, where did you get this information from? Because I did not see a press release. It's not on their website. where are you, what's your source for this? Guys, my source is my association, the American Immigration Lawyers Association. Just a few days ago, USCIS provided us with this information. And so I could share it publicly so that you guys are aware of what's going on here in the New York City area. So the source comes from my association and the information that we obtained directly from the field office. So just an FYI that, you know, this approach obviously will impact you, right? Especially if you're waiting for an interview. If you're waiting for that green card interview, certainly you just have to, my clients included, right? And we have clients here in the New York City area who are going to be impacted by this. We all have to wait a little bit longer. And guys, you know what's happening here in New York with coronavirus. This was the epicenter, right? The epicenter of this virus. But things are getting better, thank God. Things are getting better with respect to the virus and the numbers of the number of death and some other things. But New York is still very much a threat, and not all businesses have reopened in New York City yet. So quite a bit of businesses are still closed to the public. So we're going through, as a state and city, we're going through a process of reopening slowly, also in phases. And so same thing with USCIS office. So just hold on a little longer, be a little bit more patient, and your day will come. So friends, that's what I wanted to share in this video. Share it with other people. Thanks so much for watching. And guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.